Welcome to episode 928. Denis O'Brien, richest native-born Irish self-made billionaire. This is an outline of episode 928. Here's a list of the richest billionaire in Ireland. The richest was born in India. The second richest was born in Canada. The third richest was born in the United States. That leaves Denis O'Brien, the richest Irish-born self-made billionaire.
Today, half of the world's population is still not connected to the internet. That's 3.7 billion people. The digital divide is now a global crisis, and we must address this inequality urgently.
Denis O'Brien was born in Cork, Ireland in 1958.
When did you know that you were an entrepreneur?
Very early on. My father was an entrepreneur, or is an entrepreneur. He's 86, he still is running his own business, then trying to get new markets around the world for his products. And I just was fascinated. Then he'd come home at night and he'd change and get out of his suit, and then I'd ask him more questions. And then over dinner, we would be still talking about people who hadn't paid him and what the bank was saying to him. And
he said he was a bad student.
You didn't do a business degree yourself, but you did go on to do an MBA in business.
Yeah.
So you do have that formal education yourself.
Well, I had real difficulty with mathematics, so I failed the Leaving Cert twice in maths, and I ended up doing it a third time when I was in university studying history and politics, and eventually I got a D in pass maths. So I hold the world record. I failed the Trinity Matric, the UCD Matric, the Leaving Cert in mathematics. But I can read numbers, I can read balance sheets, P&Ls, and I have a great head for numbers.
Now, how did he get so rich? Well, part one, in 2000, he sold his company, ESA Telecom Group, to British Telecom Group for $2.8 billion. His profit was more than $500 million. But there is controversy. Denis O'Brien paid Michael Lowy to obtain license of GSM in 1995 for £500,000. Next, from $500 million fortune to $3.1 billion fortune. In 2001, he founded Digicel, a company that sells smartphone service to Caribbean countries. Today, Digicel is still headquartered in Jamaica.
we are investing in a lot of new technologies. We've just rolling out 3G Plus in French West Indies, but also in Bermuda. We've just rolled out a WiMAX network in Jamaica. We now have about 17% of the broadband market in about 6 months. So we're now doing a lot of new things within our markets. We're buying ICT companies, but just bought one in Papua New Guinea. We just bought one in the Caribbean. So we're taking our customers and saying, what other services we can provide, and how quickly can we do that using.
You're with cell phones in developed countries, but you're generally operating in places where people are living on a subsistence wages. What sort of difference does?
Well, a massive difference, because if you're a farmer up in a mountainside in, say, Haiti, for example, and you want to know when you should bring your produce to the market and which market to bring it through, they use their cell phone. They'll ring their friend down the mountain and say, how much are mangoes being sold for this week in that market, and they might bring it to another market. Same for fishermen. So it is a major, major difference to their.
His charity, he built 150 schools to educate children.
But I think that if you make a large scale investment in a poor country, well then in parallel you have to do serious, well thought out social funding of projects. And we funded them because we wanted to learn more about the people of Haiti before we launched our operations.
His 3 business advice.
Find an industry that you can be competitive in, and find an industry that are very big players in, because big players are always there to be taken. Okay, you got to find an industry that you can have something, you bring something through it and do it completely different to your competitor. difference? What are you going to disrupt with your new business idea? That you need to be thinking what's going to happen in that industry in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. My next video will be Denis O'Brien, 10 lessons. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.